cloud, that would be really appreciated. Okay, very good. So I'm going to share my screen, and we do have our PowerPoint, and we've got a PowerPoint that we're going to run through today because our topic is looking at scholarships. And I know that this is always something that is very important for our students, and we get lots of questions about scholarship opportunities that are available. And hopefully you are seeing the PowerPoint.
Yes.
Very good. So just for the record, I'm Dr. Karen Alexander, and I know most of you on this call. I think I know everyone, and also those of you who will be watching it on a recording. And this is
Ashley Murden, and I think I know all of you as well.
very good. And we're glad to have you joining us for our third and final doctoral symposium of the fall semester. As you know, we have been doing these now for the last couple of years, and they really are an opportunity for us to provide additional information to our doctoral students that help you function better as a student at Texas Tech, and give you information that we always can't give out on a regular basis, and sometimes it's too much information to deliver in an email. And so scholarship information is certainly one of those. And so today we have a variety of different things that we're going to be talking about, and hopefully you will be able to take some notes. We will provide you with this information following, and of course, as you know, we are recording, and it does allow you to come back and visit the information a little bit later. We have updated this PowerPoint, or I should say, Ashley has updated this PowerPoint presentation since the last time we gave it, and so it is very current and relevant information for you. Thank you, Ashley, for doing that.
You're welcome.
Okay. I feel like we're doing a little podcast
I
here.
know.
Like this is kind of fun. So, okay. So I'm going to start off with talking about one of the external scholarships, and the due date for this year has already occurred. But this is a scholarship that is really more pertinent to our doctoral students who have a strong background in family and consumer sciences education, and likely have been or currently are in the classroom. And so there is a national fellowship that is available through one of our professional organizations, the American or Association for Career and Technical Education, the Division for Family and Consumer Sciences. And so that's in short FCS division of ACTE. This is a fellowship that Texas Tech students have fared very well in, and in fact, I don't believe we've not had an awardee since the time that I've been here. So we have a very good track record, and I know we have some applicants this semester who are under consideration. So this is a fellowship that is available for both master's and doctoral students. And so in this case, we're talking to our doctoral students, and this usually results in a fairly significant amount of money, anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000. It can be awarded more than one time, but I don't believe it can be awarded more than 2 times. So we have had some students who have been very successful in receiving this twice. And the reason why it's really more appropriate for those of you who are in the classroom or have classroom teaching experience is that you can see that this organization is really related to the work of the classroom teacher, and also it does expect for you to be a member of either ACTE or the American Association Family and Consumer Sciences, and have a consistent track record of leadership experiences. I will tell you that a number of our faculty received this when they were a graduate student. I also received this when I was a graduate student, and it was a really nice thing to have at the end of my pay off some debt. The good thing about this fellowship is it is paid directly to you, the recipient. And so it does allow you to use the money for really whatever you need to support you in your graduate studies. So for example, we've had individuals use this to underwrite some of their research with their dissertation. It also has been used to help individuals buy a computer. For me, it helped me pay off some of my student debt that I had incurred. So, like I said, it's one of those things that it really is a good fellowship to receive, and the varying amount is due to the performance of the market, okay? Because this one is based off of a endowment, and so the better the market performs, the more money that there is available. And when I say the market for international students, I'm talking about the stock market. So that because it is an investment endowment, if the stock market has performed well in the year, then there's usually more money to award. I will also mention there is one that is designated for a minority applicant. And then there are also the fellowships for students who are not of minority status. But you do need to have a very clear research plan in place and thinking about your doctoral research. And some of you who are new to the program or early in the program have a clear idea of your research plan. So don't let this dissuade you if you're, new to the program. It will be available next fall. And I think that they put the notification out maybe September 1, early fall, and then it's due either early or mid-October. You will also need to have the letters of recommendation from faculty in order to be eligible. And so that's one of the things just to kind of put on your calendar for next year when this comes around. You might also be aware, if you're not a member of the organizations, you can join at a reduced cost. And if you are a double AFCS member and you've been as a professional, if you're a full-time student, you will be able to then join at a lesser rate because you will get the graduate student rate. So just something to be aware of. Okay, so our next one, I will run through these really quickly. I know I spent a lot of time on that one, but I like to make sure that our students are aware of that. So we have some other association scholarships, Phi Upsilon Omicron, which is one of the professional honoraries that we have affiliated with the College of Human Sciences. And so it is the one that we have here at Texas Tech. If you have not been initiated into Phi U, you likely will have an opportunity to be invited for membership. Our faculty are involved in this organization as well. And in fact, Dr. Kyle Robertson is the national chair of Phi U, and Dr. Melanie Schmidt is also very involved. I have been a member for a long time, and in order for you to qualify for these scholarships, you do need to be a member of Phi U. And so you may have been inducted as an undergraduate or as a part of your master's program, and that's certainly fine. And so you can join, or you can apply if you're already a member. If not, you will need to wait until you're invited or inducted into this honorary. Then the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences also has some fellowships that are available to graduate students. We've provided the information there. There is a submission fee with this, and sometimes people question whether or not you should pay for a scholarship. But in this case, that submission fee is used to defray the cost of the review process and so forth, and it is legitimate in this case. So don't let that be one of the things that makes you think that this is not appropriate for you to apply. There are several fellowships for doctoral students, and our students have been very successful with this as well. I do believe that the application is quickly approaching. You will want to look on the website, on the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences website. You can also, again, apply for this in the following year. These are highly competitive, and sometimes students don't receive it in their first year. And if that's the case, make sure that you apply again the following year. Then Kappa Omicron Nu is also a professional association, an honorary, I should say. It's not a professional association, but it is an honorary. It is not one that Texas Tech is affiliated with, but coming as a doctoral student, you may have been inducted with your institution. It is one that in some other universities is the honorary. So Phi U and Kappa Omicron Nu are both two really good resources. And then ACTE does have some professional development opportunities and some scholarships. We've provided that there. But the main one for ACTE is the one that we talked about on the first slide. Okay. So then there are two very prestigious awards that you might want to think about. The Spencer Foundation has very competitive scholarships nationally for graduate students, doctoral students in particular. You have to have a very clear research agenda in mind, but we do want to make sure that you are aware of the Spencer Foundation. And then there's also the Fulbright, and we have had some students apply for the Fulbright. This is, again, very, very competitive. A Fulbright does require that you have a host country and you do a semester abroad in that country, and generally your data collection with your dissertation would be related to that. We've had a student in the past who made it to the semifinals, and that was helpful for us to kind of understand better a little bit more about the application process, but we have never had a student actually receive this award. But we encourage you to take a look at it, and especially if you have an interest in partnering with an international organization, or you have international connections where you might be able to do some of your research on a bigger scale. We've got something in the chat. I'm going to see what this is. And okay, thank you, Dr. Miller, for putting those links in as we are progressing. And then okay. Well, here we go. All right, so I'm going to let my co-presenter take it from here.
I think we are going to do a podcast.
Yeah,
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. So at this point, I want to talk a little bit about FCSE scholarships and the overview of the scholarship process, because it is pretty in-depth. And so if you want to, please.
Next, please. I will do that for you.
The thing to know about FCSE scholarships is they are considered a college level scholarship that is administered by the program. And these scholarships are received from financial gifts that are endowments that allow for awards to be made annually. So every year I'm going to encourage all of our students to apply for these scholarships, and a lot of our students who do will notice that they are often the same scholarship each year. A lot of times they are in memory of a former student or a former faculty member, and they support our students who are enrolled in our discipline or similar disciplines. And it's important to note that they are separate from university level or external scholarships. So an example of that at the university level is you may receive a fellowship or a scholarship from the graduate school, and that would be separate from what I am now discussing as FCSE scholarships. So you might say, why apply? And looking at the statistics here that have been updated, I say, why not? In fall of 2023, Texas Tech has reported that 76% of students on campus received some form of aid, and over $222 million in scholarship support was offered to students. So there's definitely resources out there and available to you. With minimal effort on your part, you'll be considered for a scholarship that will be awarded in the academic year to come. So for example, applications open on November 15th. That is today. So you'll be receiving an email from me today reminding you that the application cycle has opened. And any scholarship that you apply for in this application cycle will be distributed in the 2023-2024 academic. Oh, I messed that up. 2024, 2025 academic year.
Yes.
So we'll be looking at fall of 24 in spring of 25. Thank you. Okay, next, please. So again, going back, just to kind of recap, every year the scholarship application does open on November 15th. There is a scholarship application deadline of January 15th. And then awards are announced sometime in mid-March, just depending on when spring break falls, and some other deadlines there. You can go to the next, please.
Well, I also want to say January 15th is a hard deadline. Okay, and it always falls around Martin Luther King holiday, and some of our students wind up missing it because of possibly being away at home for the 3-day weekend. So mark your calendars. In fact, we encourage you to get that scholarship application in a few days ahead of time. We would also appreciate it if you would send us an email to let us know that you have submitted your application. We have had some interesting things happen with the application system over the last couple of years. And when we know you have submitted, then we can be your advocate when the list comes to us, and it's not as long as we are anticipating. So please make sure that you are applying by the deadline, you are fully submitting, and that you let us know that you've done so. Okay, it's being a little temperamental here with our.
Perfect. So once you have applied, you will, if you were awarded, you would start to receive notification from me via email. One of the things that I want to point out that is very crucial is that you start checking your TTU email. That is going to be the official way that I correspond with you, not only with scholarships, but moving forward. That should be our primary form of communication, is that email account. So be sure that you are checking that email. And with the notice of your award, you're also going to receive next steps with guidelines and how you can accept the scholarship and all of the requirements that do come along with that award, such as a thank you letter requirement. I do want to tell you that this can be a very overwhelming email because I'm going to bomb you with lots of information, but I don't want you to freak out at all. It is there to help you be as successful as possible, to give you all of the information that you need to complete the requirements for the award. And then I'm always happy to help answer your questions.
And I do want to take a moment to reiterate the importance of the thank you note, thank you letter. These are scrutinized by the college, and in fact, the college hires someone to review these, and it is possible that you may get your thank you letter returned to you for corrections. It is very important that you take this seriously because our donors really have invested in you, and they want to hear from you, and we want it to be a professional, proper communication. And so if you need guidance on what should be in a thank you letter,
That's to come.
that actually Ashley is going to share that here in just a moment. But we really want to reiterate that. I received an interesting email the other day from a donor. She actually, she's a lovely woman in Abilene, Texas, and is one of our more recent donors, and created a foundation, or a fellowship, I should say. And she sent me a thank you email for the lovely thank you letters that she received. And it really was the highlight of her week to know that the funds that she had given to our program were really fostering the development of our students. And that is exactly the message that we want them to know and hear.
Awesome. So in the email that you will receive, you're going to receive accept decline instructions. You will actually log into your Rater link. You'll have instructions on how to go in and accept or decline the award. You'll be provided with thank you letter guidelines as well as a thank you letter template. So this is kind of piggybacking off of what Dr. Alexander was just talking about. We're gonna help you write your thank you letter. And go to the next one, please. First, with the accept decline instructions, what I've listed here is just an example of a document that you will see in your email. And so it's pretty simple. You will fill in your student name, your student R number, and yes, I accept, or no, I will decline. If for any reason you're going to decline the award, we do have you list a reason for declining. And that's because, once again, I'm going to be an advocate for you. If there's something that's causing you not to accept this award and there's a better fit, or there's something we can do to assist you, we need to know what's going on. We do have hard deadlines throughout, which I'll discuss a little bit more as we progress through this. But I do want to point out that on everything that I give you, I try to be mindful of providing you when the deliverable is due back to me. The other document or information that you'll receive is a thank you letter guideline. So as Dr. Alexander mentioned, these are endowments from individuals, businesses, foundations that donate money for scholarships in order to make a difference in your academic success. And like she said, they take great satisfaction in knowing that their contribution and their money is being passed on to the student. And so we're going to go next into how you can thank them and what that looks like. So with the thank you letter guidelines, what do you put in a thank you letter? What do you share? And so it's really important to tell the donor about yourself. Where are you from? What is your family like? Why are you at TTU? About your future. What are you hoping to do with your degree? How their award has helped in the present. What organizations are you a part of, and what you plan to accomplish with the assistance. It is really important that you do not mention the amount of your scholarship in this letter. We tell you that because, again, this is money donated to endowments that allow us to award maybe multiple students out of the same endowment. And so they're not really interested in how much we've given you. It's more of a thank you from all students who received some support from this particular donor. Okay. Some guidelines in the thank you letter to remember. It's always important to include the name of your scholarship in the letter. So Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, thank you for the XYZ scholarship. They want to know that you are talking about theirs and not just any scholarship. We also encourage students to include your contact information. They may want to reach out to you and say, hey, I'd love to hearing about your research interests, and that's fantastic. I don't know. But we do put that information in the letter should they want to email you or stay in touch with you. On the thank you letter, I encourage all of our students to type this letter in a Word document, and then you're going to copy and paste it into the scholarship thank you letter portal, which is also known as the Double T dashboard. The reason for that is the Double T dashboard does not pick up on any grammatical or spelling issues or anything like that. So I recommend you put it in a Word document and then copy and paste it in the portal. With that said, be aware of those grammatical errors and spelling, because you're communicating your intelligence to these donors. So please be mindful of that. Make sure you are presenting yourself in the best possible way. I also want to point out that your letter should be at least 2/3 to 1 page in length. Give them more than a paragraph. You know, we've given you numerous opportunities of different topics you can discuss. And so that should be pretty fairly easy for you to be able to do. Okay. You're also going to be provided with things to know about your scholarship that will help you write your thank you letter. We're apparently sitting too still today. We keep turning the lights off. So here is an example of one of those things to know. You're going to have the official name of your scholarship provided, what your salutation should be. And then I also provide you with the criteria of your scholarship. And that just helps you know why you were selected to receive the award, and just helps you base your letter off of that information. Okay. Once you've completed that thank you letter, you do submit it in the thank you letter portal, also known as the Double T dashboard. In the email, I'm going to provide you all of the breadcrumbs on how to do so. So it'll be very similar to what you see here in the presentation, with step-by-step instructions on exactly how to do that. It's very important that you not only communicate with me with the accept decline form that we showed, but that you also get that thank you letter in the thank you letter system, because that is what's going to drive you actually receiving the scholarship in your financial account. So should you have any trouble with these steps, feel free to reach out to me. I will do my best to troubleshoot that, or I can certainly get you some assistance with the scholarship office. Okay. Next is going to be a screenshot of that thank you letter portal, which is the Double T dashboard. And we've put this here because it can be a little difficult the first time you're navigating it. Hopefully you'll be applying annually, and so you'll be a pro in your second year. You'll kind of remember what you're looking at. But I did want you to see what this looks like, so that you have an idea of what happens as you work through all of those breadcrumbs. It is important to note that if you are awarded more than one scholarship, you will have to complete a thank you letter and follow all of those instructions to upload the thank you letter for each award. And so what I tell students often is you don't have to write numerous thank you letters with different data or different information. You could simply have the same letter and just tweak it to the appropriate donor and who you're thanking, and change the scholarship name as well.
Definitely change the
Yes, definitely change it. As Dr. Alexander mentioned, we do have folks who review your letter. So the first thing to tell you is, in my role as scholarship coordinator, I'm going to be the first double check. So you're going to make every effort to make sure you are grammatically correct, you're spelling things correctly, you're not going rogue and sharing information that might not be pertinent. And then I'm going to check that information as well. So should I see any kind of minor edit, a misspelling, grammar, something of that sort, I do tell students that I'm going to make that correction or change for you. And then what happens is I turn in all of your thank you letters collectively to the college. And they do have proofreaders who will go through, and they will be our third set of eyes. So they will check it for a third time and provide any corrections, suggestions, formatting changes, anything of that sort for us. So whenever those proofreaders are done, and once they've edited your letters, they'll be returned to me. And once again, if it's just a minor edit, I'm going to go ahead and make that for you. Should it be a little bit more than what I would consider minor, I will return the letter to you with a deadline to make those corrections. And you would then have to return the letter in its final form with corrections made to me. What's most important to note, and Dr. Alexander kind of mentioned this, there are very hard deadlines with the scholarship process. And what I need from our students is just to communicate with me. So similar to just shooting me a quick message, hey, Ashley, I want to let you know I've applied for scholarships. That's going to make us watch for your name to populate on the list so that we can anticipate your application. Ashley, you've given me a deadline of I don't know, April 1 and something's come up, I'm not going to be able to get this to you for 2 or 3 days. That's fine. And I can typically work with students. And so a lot of my deadlines I make knowing that I have a little bit of leeway for my hard deadline. So as long as you are communicating with me and letting me know what's going on, I can then make sure that we don't miss an opportunity for you to receive funds on these hard deadlines.
But to reiterate, the hard deadline for the application submission is January 15th.
Yes.
Ashley has no control over that. If you miss that deadline, you will not have an opportunity to receive funding for the entire year. So even our new students or applicants, we say apply, because that's the one-time opportunity.
Correct. Thank you. Well, and I missed an edit on this one. So at the end of all of this, you have applied for your scholarship. You have sent me a quick message so that I'm anticipating your application. You have been awarded. You've been notified of your award. You've been given all that pertinent information. You've completed your thank you letters. You have sent me the accept decline. This is now going to be September 1st. You have sent me your accept decline. You've uploaded your thank you letter in the portal. We've gone through edits should there be any need, and we are all done. Then I send your final letter to our donors on or about September 1st. This is a new deadline effective next year. We're going to speed up the scholarship process by about a month. And then we start all over again on November 15th for the next academic year. So it's kind of a lengthy process. You can go ahead, Dr. A. But that's kind of an overview of how it works. I know that's fast and furious, but again, I will provide all information needed in that initial awarded email with lots of attachments, lots of information. But please note, I am available. You can always call me, shoot me an email. We can schedule a Zoom meeting, and I'm here to answer any questions. Speaking of which, does anyone have any questions? Okay.
Well, I guess we covered that really well, huh?
Yeah. I wasn't watching the clock and we were running behind, so I was worried, but please note that we do have a YouTube channel, like Dr. Miller mentioned, and so we will have this recording uploaded to the YouTube channel. I will be sending out that link to you later this afternoon, so you can always refer back to this. Today, the application portal opens, so I will also send you an email. Once that comes out, I'll forward that along to all of our students, so you have that link. And like Dr. Alexander said, get on top of it. I'll send a couple reminders between now and the winter break, but I really encourage you to just knock it out and get that application done as soon as possible, because January 15th creeps up pretty quickly.
And one more thing I'd just like to reiterate, faculty are very busy and have very full calendars. We would appreciate knowing when you have an application deadline and what you're looking at in terms of your due date. Now, that being said, we have had some situations where students have needed something fairly quickly, and I think our faculty have, for the most part, been very accommodating. However, do remember that we have a lot of responsibilities. We have a lot on our plate, and often we're writing letters for more than one student. So just be a little mindful of anyone's time that you are soliciting a recommendation from.
Can I add in a little bit? Sorry, I'm late, everybody. But since we're talking about scholarships and fellowships, if you're a member of FIU, and I don't know that anybody on currently is, but for our recording, so that those people that are watching, our applications are due March 1st. And you'll be able to access them through Greek Track and all the instructions for that. And those should be available come December 1st. But I just want to encourage that even if you're not a member to think about it, because we have some very substantial fellowships available to graduate students. And so if you got any questions about that, don't be afraid to reach out to me because I'd love to have you in the FIU family. And of course, we'd love to see you be the recipient of some of our scholarship funds.
Okay, so Dr. Robertson, can you clarify something for me then? I must have, I did not understand that you did not have to be a member of FIU to apply and receive a fellowship. So forgive me, everyone, if I misspoke. And Dr. Robertson, would you please clarify that? Because it sounded like that's what you said.
Well, you do have to be a member.
You do, okay.
You do
okay.
have to be a member. And so
Okay.
I guess maybe I was talking too fast. So if you're not a member and you want to join, be looking for the initiation invite once you have enough credits, and then you're certainly welcome to.
Very good. So that confirms what I shared earlier in the presentation. Thank you. All right. Any questions? Okay, well, we're so glad to have you with us today, and so glad that two of our new students have joined us. So we appreciate you being on, and we are always here to answer questions. So please let us know, and we will follow up with you as quickly as we can.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for this detailed presentation. Thank you for the meeting.